Attila the Hun had a Moorish jester with dwarfism. So you might not think the Huns had much of a sense of humor. In their migration westward, they razed many Roman cities, extorted their neighbors for tribute, and earned such a reputation that Attila himself was called the Scourge of God. And also, they owned slaves, which wasn't uncommon at the time, but I want to tell you about one of them, Zercon the Jester. Now, it should go without saying that it's just terrible that they owned this guy or anyone else, that he was kidnapped from Africa, and that the Romans and the Huns kept him around as an oddity. All of that, really bad. But in Attila the Hun's defense, I guess, he didn't much like Zercon. He only got him as a technicality, and he got rid of him as soon as he had the chance. Zercon was originally born in modern Mauritania. He had historically been described as Moorish, and the Roman general Aspar originally purchased him while fighting the Vandals in North Africa. Later, the general was tasked to lead negotiations with the Huns in Thracia, but he had to flee, leaving Zercon behind. Zercon was captured by Bleda, the brother of Attila the Hun, who absolutely loved him. From then on, Zercon never left Bleda's side. Bleda even had a special suit of armor made for Zercon. At one point, Zercon attempted to escape, but he was recaptured, and when Bleda asked why, Zercon said he wanted to find a wife. So, Bleda married his jester off to one of the queen's handmaidens. Now, Bleda died, and the cause remains unknown. One long-standing theory is that his own brother Attila killed him. But in doing so, Attila inherited Zercon, and all records indicate that Attila did not care for this jester. The Roman historian Priscus wrote about Zercon's act, in which he would jumble up Latin and Hunnic and Gothic to throw banquet attendees into fits of unquenchable laughter, imagining kind of a trilingual who's on first routine. But he specifically says Attila was never amused by this. But Attila got rid of Zercon in a trade when he needed a new Latin-speaking secretary. A couple trades later, and he wound up back with General Aspar. And despite Attila's resentment, Zercon actually tried to return to the Huns and reunite with the wife that Bleda had given him. But his final request to travel was denied, and he spent his last years in Constantinople. So, I cover the history of Eurasia and Hungarian Turanism, and if you, like Zercon, wish to return to the Huns, follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and stay tuned for the intro of the Turan Explorer podcast, dropping on September 19th.